Hello, my dear friends in YouTube land. It's me, FlyLady Kat, and I am on vacation when I'm making this video for you. And I'm also dressed this way in a little cami shirt and an apron because I'm in the midst of making my my boot camp videos for next week. So if you're interested in joining the last 2 weeks of boot camp, come on over to my Patreon channel. It's $5 a month. Whatever you pay in the month, wherever you are in the month, like if you pay it on the 21st, it won't draft again until about that time next month. And you get 5 videos every week. In the month of October, we do boot camp. In the month of November and months of November, December, we get ready for the holidays. And when the whole time we're still doing the things we need to do in our home. So today I really wanted to talk to you. I just thought I'd mention that because I'm not dressed normally. But the thing I want to talk to you about today, the last 3 videos were the basics and reimagine your clutter and planning a commitment and working with a purpose. Those were the videos I made on here for you for the last 3 Wednesdays. This one is feeling good, you and your home. If you start taking care of your home, just like when you take care of your body, you start to feel good. And when your environment, your home is clean and tidy, or beginning to get clean and tidy, it makes you feel better. It makes your family feel better. You've probably noticed when you are in the midst of the highest clutter, I personally, and a lot of my mentees, say that they don't sleep well, that they're not happy in their home, they just want to get out of the home, or they shut down. And that's because clutter is so depressing and it's so distracting. And when you're like a lot of my followers who are sidetracked people or people with ADHD or whatever, we do a little here, and I do too, have that. We'll do a little here and a little there and a little there and a little there because there's so much to do. We just kind of hit it, and nothing changes because that's not how you get rid of something. You have to target something. You have to target it, just like radiation targets an area. You have to target an area to get rid of the clutter. And that area is 15 minutes worth of targeting, 4 days a week. Or if you're a payroll homemaker, 1 hour of targeting on Saturday, or on your Saturday, whether it's physically a Saturday or not, in the morning, getting rid of it. That is going to start making you feel better, and your house is going to start looking better. If you don't know the FlyLady system, you can, and I teach the FlyLady system. I did not invent the FlyLady system. Marla Silly invented it after being with the Sidetracked Home Executives and really following them and kind of cooperating with them. And so she created the FlyLady system, which is awesome. And a lot of people teach it, me included. And I was one of her proteges. I was one of her mentors when she first started mentoring people. And I have my own version of the FlyLady system, as does every FlyLady who ever came from FlyLady, as do all the people out there in the world who are trying to teach the FlyLady system. So you have to find somebody that you love. And if you love me, you are welcome to be here. If not, I welcome you to go try someone else, because the FlyLady system is a great system. So feeling good about you and your home comes with decluttering. And decluttering is when you look at an area and you say, wow, that's too much. And it's usually a flat surface, like the top of a dresser, or your bed, or the floor, or a corner, just some flat surface, the counters in the kitchen. Pick one, and we work in zones in the FlyLady system. So if you want to know how I teach the FlyLady system and you want all the basics, you can go to my original video from several years ago called How to Do the FlyLady System for Newbies. You'll need about an hour, and you'll need some paper and a pencil. I like a spiral bound notebook so you don't lose your notes, because you're going to stop the video and take notes so you'll really understand how to do the system. Because when you just think you've got it, especially if you're sidetracked, you don't have it. And it's going to cause you frustration and waste a lot of time. But we have zones, which are the portions of your home. You portion out the home into zones. And there are typical zones, which I teach, but you can break your home into whatever zones you want. You just need 5 zones. 5 portions of your house that are related, like kitchen, master bedroom, bathroom, and closet, children's room, laundry room, basement, attic, those would be called other rooms, living area. Did I leave anything out? Entryways. Those are the zones that we teach. And so when you're working on clutter, you're going to pick one of those zones. And then what I'm going to teach you to do is pick one area in that zone and start working on it. And don't give yourself a huge thing like, oh, all of these bookshelves. That's way too much. How about a shelf? Or something about the size of a banker's box. That's where you're going to work. And you're going to set your timer. You're going to need a bag, a box, and a basket. The bag is for trash, the box is for giveaway, the basket is for put it somewhere else. You're not to move from where you are. So either sit in front of it or stand in front of it or squat in front of it or sit on the floor in front of it. That's where you're staying. You're not getting up, and you're going to work in that space. Now, another thing that's very helpful is determining before you ever declutter what you want that space to be when it's done. It's nice to have a vision of what you think it would look like in the future. Does it mean you can't change it? No, it doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that you'll at least have some sort of vision. It just won't be, well, I'll just stick everything here, books, dog leash, a vase. It's not going to be good because that's not organization. Organization is putting like things together. That's all it is. Organization is putting like things together. There's a lot more to it, but that's the beginning of organization. It needs to be in a place that makes sense. Like you wouldn't put like things, let's say you wouldn't put your pots and pans on the shelf in the library. That doesn't make sense. It needs to be in the kitchen where you're going to use it. So that's another part of organization. But generally, we sort of have that down, right? So you're going to find in that room what you want. So let's say you sit on the floor and you're working on a cabinet. You've opened the cabinet and you open it up and it's about the size of a banker's box in there, and you've got everything in there. Lots of trash, broken things, things you forgot that were in there. And you're going to find things that you love, need, use, want, and have room for. So it needs to meet some of those criteria and plus have room for, okay? Doesn't have to meet all of that, but love, need, want, use, have room for. Having room for being the number one criteria, okay? So if you don't have room for it, then you need to let it go and bless someone else. That's giving to the poor, really, okay? So you're gonna put the put away things that you want, need, love, and or use, and you have room for in the basket, and that's just a laundry basket. So let's say you determine that this area is going to be for the family games, and there's exactly 2 games in there and a bunch of junk. You've got wires in there, and you've got dog treats in there. You just got crazy things in there, and it's kind of dirty in there. So you're going to take not all of it out. You're just going to handle one thing at a time and use your brain, which works in nanoseconds. You don't have to talk it out. That takes so long. Just let your brain work. Trust it. Is this trash, give away, or throw, or keep? That's all it is. Is it trash, give away, or keep? And give yourself some parameters. I've already given you the keep. The throwaway would be it's broken. It's way out of style. Nobody ever uses this anymore. They're like, for example, what would I say? A telephone, an old telephone. But your little brain can think, well, somebody might like that, so I could put that in the giveaway at Goodwill. Somebody may be recreating a mid-century setting for a movie or for their home or whatever. So that's, if it's still good, let's give it away. But if it's broken and the wires are sticking out, now just throw it away. And you make your own decisions. I don't need feedback on that. But you make your decisions on that, what you want to give away, what you want to throw away. But the keep is very specific, okay? Love it, need it, use it, want it, have room for it. Some of these at least have room for it, and some of these, okay? All right, so when you're done, maybe you just, let's say we decided it's games. So you've got 2 games in there. You've used your brain. So in 15 minutes, you've easily gone through everything and got these collections. Now you're going to complete the process. That doesn't mean you're going to run around and find all the games in the world in the house and stick them in there. Nope. We're going to come to those when we come to those. You just worked for 15 minutes today, but you're going to take the trash outside to the garbage can, tie a knot in that bag, put it outside in the big garbage can. Do you know why? Because someone, you, your husband, your children, someone is going to look in the bag and say, oh, you're throwing that away? Or you're going to second guess yourself and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't throw that away. Don't do that to yourself. Tie it and put it in the garbage can. You'll never think about it again. No one even knew that stuff was in that cabinet. It's been sitting there for 5 years. Throw it away. Giveaway goes in a box, right? So you take that box out to the back of your car, either the trunk or way in the back. Cover it with something, a blanket, a beach towel, a lid. That's your giveaway, so that the next time you're out and about and you see the Goodwill or it's your errand day, you can drive through and say, I have some donations for you, and give it away. Again, these are things you don't love, need, use, or want, and you don't have room for them. So they're going to be, you might want it, you might even need it, but you don't have room for it. Because if you think you need it, let's say it's, let's say it's a whisk in the kitchen. Oh, I need this whisk. But you know what? You have 4 other whisks in different parts of the kitchen, and this isn't the one you ever use anyway. Then you really don't need it. Give it away, okay? All right. So that's how you declutter, and you do it in 15-minute increments so that the next time you go by that cabinet, you can open it and say, look at those 2 games. We haven't played Monopoly or Chutes and Ladders with the children in a long time. The older kids, the Monopoly, the little kids, the Chutes and Ladders. And I know we've got other games around this house, and as I find them or run across them, I'm going to put them in here, or as I'm decluttering, I'm going to put them in here. If they are all put together, they have all the pieces, and we can enjoy playing with them. If they're missing pieces, you could either give them away. Maybe somebody's looking for some pieces at the Goodwill or wherever you're, the Deseret Industries or wherever you're giving it, or not, but you don't need a partial game. You need to get rid of it because you can't enjoy it if all the parts are missing. If there's no dice and there's no cup and the board's torn and half the cards are missing, it's probably trash, right? But puzzles, you got to make sure all the pieces are there. You know how frustrating it is to sit together with the family with a big old 1,000-piece puzzle and put it all together and there's a piece missing right on the guy's eye? It's not as satisfying. So if you want to keep it, fine, but if that doesn't bother you, that bothers me. I don't know, maybe I have OCD. All right, so it's about feeling good in your home, and it's about finding places for things so that in the end, you have a streamlined home. It takes time. That 15 minutes, that one day, you're over, and you do have to kind of monitor that. I call that Clutter Stop, where you go look at it and say, who put the dog's leash in here? It doesn't go in here. This is for games. And you close it and you take the dog's leash and you hang it up and you instruct the family not to put things in there. If they find games, then let's make sure they're all together and then we can put them in there. But we don't put other things in there because the family has a habit of stuffing the throw in there and putting the dog's leash in there and sticking something they want to hide that they're eating in there. Okay? All right. So you're going to start feeling good as you finish that whole area. You're going to say, oh man, that's great. That's the way my whole house is going to be. My house is going to be streamlined and peaceful. And if anybody asks me where something is, I can tell them, or they're going to eventually learn where it goes. Where are the scissors, Mom? In the drawer next to the blah, 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 along with the stapler. Oh yeah, put it back when you're done. And that's the other thing about being a homemaker, whether you're payroll or at-home homemaker. You're like the little monitor. Please put it back, put it back, put it back, put it back. But eventually you won't have to do that. And eventually you're going to have a streamlined home, but it's going to take time. How long has your house been like this? It's going to take, it won't take us that long, but it'll take some time to get it back. And it takes consistency. The dripping of water wears away stone. The consistency of doing it 4 days a week after week, or payroll 1 hour on Saturday, week after week. And when that week is up, then you go to the next zone and you do the same thing. But Kat, I'm not finished in that zone. I'm so excited about it. I know, but I want you to move on to something else. You're going to come back to this zone every month, every single month, and you're going to work on it every single month. All right. If you feel like you want to be mentored or you want to watch my Patreon videos, you can come over to the Patreon channel. The link is below, and I'll be happy to help you. Just send me a personal note. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you start doing this and that you notice how much better you feel. And as the house slowly but surely comes around, how much better your family is in that home because they're peaceful and less scattered. All right? All right. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful because you are beautiful.